So greetings, everyone. My name is Christine Davidson from the Association of Vermont Credit Unions. I am here today with one of our business partners, Peter Ward, who works for Fiserv and is the VP of Financial Institutions of the Northeast. Today, Peter will be talking to us about business services that Fiserv offers. I first want to say that AVCU looked at several merchant service companies and selected Fiserv for a few reasons. The first reason I found is that the revenue share was much higher, which is important to our credit unions. And then the other one was I actually went out and started talking to people who use the product Clover and talked to them about how they felt the program went and received great reviews from them. The last item, in talking with Peter and other Fiserv employees, I found out that your merchant service program is top rated for customer service. Your abandonment rate is exceptionally low, and the time it takes for a business owner to call Fiserv if they have a problem and talk with a representative is impressively fast, which I feel in today's world as a consumer, we want answers yesterday. So the customer service part played another important role with my decision to choose Fiserv. So Peter, why don't you go over your reasons why our credit unions should select Fiserv's merchant service solutions from your perspective?
Yeah, thanks, Christine. And, before I jump into it, I might just give a couple minute summary on my background and maybe give you guys an understanding of what we're doing, what we're talking about here. I started in the payments industry about 15 years ago. We started a small company, and the company's business model was really to support financial institutions in the merchant services space. We found that there was a big need across the country for direct processors to be able to pay attention to the community financial institution space. And at that time, there just was not that entity that existed. So when we built our company, all that we did was partner with credit unions and basically grew to about 250 financial institutions across the country. About 20 years fast forward, and here we are with Fiserv. We have a carved out division within Fiserv that we solely work with financial institutions, specifically financial institutions under 8 billion in asset size. So really that community sector. I think there's a lot of good reasons today that I think a financial institution would choose to work with Fiserv for the merchant services solution. And I know we'll jump into a few of these. I think, number one is customer service. Service at our old company, the company that we started, many years back, service was that primary product. And, today that still stands. We are nothing without service. Our financial institution partners are our single form of partnership. So we're not actually out there going and selling directly to the merchants themselves. The majority of business that we board is through a financial institution partner. So with that said, our job is to really culturally align as closely as possible with our financial institution partners, really looking to extend the culture of the credit union, really be looked at as an extension of the credit union. And then obviously Clover, right? We purchased a company called Clover about 7 years ago, and today it's our flagship product. It is our only true competitor to, I'll say it's the only true competitor to Square, PayPal, and Stripe today. So I think those two are really the main differentiators with us today, Christine.
Yeah, now you mentioned Square. So I have two questions for you about that, because I see a lot of small business owners, and I'm talking like at the Saturday farmers market or at a Christmas bazaar that uses Square. How does that compare to Clover, and what exactly is Clover?
Yeah, Square did a really good job when they created that company in really focusing on what we call the micro category of business. So businesses that are doing $250,000 or less in annual processing volume. Right away, they did a really good job on marketing and kind of penetrating that market segment. Well, when Clover came out, At the time, they weren't as competitive as they were today. First Data bought them a few years back, and we really turned that Clover suite of products into much more than just a transacting device, but more of an operating system. So our goal with Clover, think of it like an iPhone or an Android device. Mm-hmm. Merchants are utilizing this device for is things like inventory management, QuickBooks integration, payroll, tracking consumer behavior, a lot of different things depending on the vertical, right? So whether you're a restaurant, a retail, manufacturing company, coffee shop, whatever you do, there's an app store that's associated with Clover devices where these merchants can go into the app store. They have 500 plus different apps that they can download on that device to help them run their business. So the goal is to really not just swipe credit cards on this device, but really bring in a lot of the other aspects of a merchant's business into this one-stop solution, if you will. From a competitive standpoint, you can look at Square. Why a lot of merchants liked Square is that flat rate pricing structure. When we purchased Clover, we created a flat rate pricing structure as well. So today's Square is anywhere from 2.6 to 3.5%, depending on how that card is swiped or keyed. With Clover, it's 2.3%. So
wow.
Number one, we have the flat rate pricing now. Number two, we can beat Square's pricing on that.
Right.
Flat. Yeah.
That sounds really good, especially, people trying to save money and everyone's using, the swipe system these days with, COVID. I think that it could save a business a lot of extra money.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And even, in the Northeast is primarily where I work, there's a lot of seasonality there.
Yes.
So with the Clover suite of products, we can actually do seasonal merchant applications. So for any months that they're not doing any business, they're not going to be charged any fees. So they're only charged for the months that they're utilizing the system itself.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really nice positive, especially, like you said, in the Northeast, in Vermont, we definitely have a lot of different companies that, like the Christmas Bazaar people, they just do it during seasonal times. Yep. Yeah. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And Peter, what do you see are the key variables in today's payment landscapes that are the markers for a profitability and the value of adding a merchant solution for credit unions?
Yeah, I think when I look at markers for success, this is a product that we offer at no cost, right, to our financial institutions. So this is a free product. With that said, you can do as much with it or as little with it as you want to. The financial institution partners that we have today that are most successful with this product are the ones that look at this product as a priority on their list. So they might look at this as a top 3 solution for their members. And when they look at it that way, it's topic of conversation when they're opening up a new account. When there's a business that walks in the door, it's part of the conversation that they're having with those business members. So I think participation from the credit union side, that's something that's really important in obviously gaining traction with this product. And our job as a partner is to really equip you with training and understanding how to have that conversation and being confident in having that conversation with those business members, so that we can gain traction on this product. And ultimately our goal is to, again, once we've boarded these merchants, to treat them just like you would treat them as their financial institution, doing quarterly reviews with them, making sure that they understand what's on their statements when the statement's being given to them, making sure that they're processing efficiently. We're not out there just selling one product to everybody. We really come from a consultative approach, and we can look at the business and we can say, you could use product A, B, C, or D. What's going to be the best solution for you? So again, going back to the markers for success, I think it starts with participation, but I also have to have the right partner with the right resources to help you grow this program properly.
Now, Peter, if I have a lot of merchants that I don't even know are merchants that use my credit union, how would I find out how to approach them and how I can find out if they are using Square or they're using another product?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'm going to pull up PowerPoint on my screen. When we became Fiserv, can you see this, Christine?
Yes, I can. Yep.
So this is an example of an actual financial institution. It's a little bit pixelated. I apologize about that. But basically, when we became Fiserv, when Fiserv and First Data came together as one, what we were able to do, and really we can do this with whether you're a Fiserv core or not a Fiserv core, we can run this report. Basically, the idea is let's look at the commercial ACH data. Let's look at the debits and credits. Let's figure out how much opportunity that you have under the credit union roof from a merchant services opportunity standpoint. And then, based off of, what we find, we can also show you how much actual revenue is there too. Wow. So this actual credit union, I don't have the name on here, but this is a real credit union actually out west. And I used them because I just thought it was a good example. They have 14 merchant accounts you see in that micro category. We found 3 in the middle category. Gross revenue, right, $16,581 there. So this is a credit union that does not offer merchant today. And I know $16,000 might not sound like a lot, but when they're not offering the service today, these are members that are already there banking with them, right? These are relationships they already have. There's no reason why those merchants should not be processing or using a processing solution with their credit union if they're already banking with them, right? So our job is to also help these credit unions really build an awareness around this product so that they can start penetrating these existing customers that they have.
So if I don't have a merchant program with my credit union, you're saying that I would still be eligible to offer merchant services to my members who actually utilize us in some capacity?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And even to take it a step further, if we have a business consultant that is selling on, your behalf, the credit union's behalf, we board a lot of merchants, what we call self-source deals. And let's say one of these 17, the credit union refers to us and we close them, they become a merchant services partner of ours. That merchant a lot of times refers other merchants to us and we close those merchants as well. And they might be banking with Bank of America or Wells or Chase, whoever. But if we close one of those merchants based on the initial referral that our credit union partner gave to us, we'll also pay a residual income to the credit union on that referral, if that'll make sense.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything we close from a self-source standpoint, we're giving the credit union partner credit for.
And so if the credit union does not have the merchant services, they can obtain it. But you know how a lot of times when people have mortgages and they want to do appraisals and everything and they need to swipe their card with the credit union, are they able to use this program? Or if they want to pay for a loan product through online services, would Fiserv be able to help out our credit unions with that?
Yeah, absolutely, Christine. We really have brought Clover into a lot of those scenarios that you just said, whether it's cash advance machines, whether it's mortgage application fees, whether it's, paying loans themselves, and maybe that's via website, maybe that's in branch. We can do all of those things. So, just internally as a partner, I know that there's cards that need to be processed, there's transactions that go on, and hopefully we can help bring efficiencies to that as well, to the credit union. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially if you can save them money. I mean, that really that's great. And so why do you feel like the credit union should be adding these solutions, for the Fiserv solution versus the other programs?
Yeah, I think honestly, and I'm biased obviously, but I think that, Fiserv is a leading company in this industry. If you've looked over the past couple of years, there's been a ton of merger and acquisition within this industry. TSYS and Global came together, FIS and WorldPay, First Data and Fiserv. So those are 6 major companies that all came together and now are 3 standing companies. But Fiserv and First Data, I feel were a really good combination of 2 companies, because Fiserv didn't actually have a merchant services product, where those other companies, TSYS, Global, FIS, WorldPay, they were all standalone merchant acquirers, right? So when they came together, there was a lot of figuring out what to do next, where with Fiserv and First Data was the only one with a merchant services arm. Fiserv didn't. So we were really able to come together and start creating ideas like what we call the merchant opportunity analysis, what we just showed you, how to scrub data, how to do a lot of those things. And then Clover, obviously we own it, as proprietary to us. So I feel like that gives us a huge advantage. As a lot of you know or don't know, Square just chartered a financial institution themselves. They're up and running out in the state of Utah. And, from an article that I was sent yesterday, their vision for that financial institution is to really solicit every Square merchant that they have for a lending opportunity. So if you have, for example, let me just share one more time. Sorry to go back to this, but
Oh, no, you're good.
This is important. When you look at this merchant opportunity analysis, what we will do is show you what of those merchants are utilizing Square today. So at the bottom right, you see 18% using Square today. So I can tell you, with a lot of confidence that Square will be soliciting those 18% for a lending relationship. That's the kind of data and insight that you need a partner to be able to bring to the table, to not just watch out for merchant services, but let's look out for other products that might be high risk, right? So I think that's a huge differentiator for us, is really the ability to look at the information.
Yeah, and I mean, that is really alarming, I think, is if Square is going to be reaching out to our credit union members and who actually use Square looking for loans, because that's going to be taking away from our credit union's business. And
Sure.
especially, credit unions are, built on the customer service. And, I know Fiserv, your merchant services, is definitely built on customer service. Do you have any data relating to that information about customer service and,
Yeah,
the
you mean with
turnaround
Square?
time?
With Square,
Yes.
or with us?
With Clover.
With us.
Yes.
With us, yeah. Yeah, sure. So, and I think going back, I think that's a very important piece to what we do, is this division that we have, we call the CFI division of Fiserv, the Community Financial Institution Division. We have a carved out division of about 150 to 200 people that are solely dedicated to servicing, managing, and growing financial institutions. So when you call into the CFI channel, you're calling into humans that'll answer the phone, right? You're always going to have a live human answer the phone within 4 to 5 rings, which is something that we have always kept as a priority since our, security card services days. No matter, how much we've grown, we feel that high touch, white glove service responsiveness is the key to success with us. So you get things like that, right? You get a high responsiveness from our customer service and our customer support. And then anything, even after the merchant services, after the merchant is brought on board as a merchant with us, our business consultants, the representatives that are in the field, they're doing a lot of post servicing, right? So we want them to be the merchant's first point of contact. We want them to be handling any issues, excuse me, that come up post sale. So yeah, I mean, service is really, really important because again, it kind of goes back to financial institutions are our single distribution channel for growth. It's all that we do. And we have to have our service aligning with the same service quality of our partners.
No, that's good. I found this information, very informative. And, do you have anything else that you want to say to the credit unions, or do you have any other information? I really am, excited about this partnership that we have, because I think that you're going to be able to help a lot of our Vermont credit unions and help them grow. And at the same time, earn a little revenue.
Yeah, it's funny. Over the past 20 years, obviously there's been a lot of bank partners that have been brought on board, but over the past 2 to 3 years specifically, we've seen a lot of credit unions start bringing on this product, and they haven't had the product before. We see a lot of them building out, little business segments within the credit union, helping drive different forms of non-interest income. And merchant services is a really good product to do that. Number one, 99.9% of merchants take card today.
Yes.
You have to have this. You have to have a solution for your members. And number two, it's an easy foot in, right? I mean, it's something that, is again, every merchant has this. We can work with merchants that are banking with other financial institutions. So it's an easy foot in the door. And what that does is we find there's a whole lot of other products that a merchant brings on board with that financial institution if they start with merchant services. So it's not only a good product for the merchant to have, but it also helps increase the likelihood of other products from that financial institution being brought on board with that merchant because of it. So
nice. Yeah, no, that is great. That's really great news. And, and I really thank you for your time, Peter, today.
Yeah.
If anybody wants further information about how to reach out to Peter for a opportunity to work with Fiserv, you can contact me and I will help you get on board with Fiserv so you can start saving money for your members.
Yeah. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you, Peter. And I'll be talking to you
Yep.
soon. Bye-bye.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.